because especially these first few months, I know now that it's hot in Vancouver, even though it's usually cold. Right now it's hot, and I'm in my leather suit, and I'm on the treadmill. So I was like in LA in 97-degree weather, running outside in a hoodie to like be ready for season 2. I feel much more prepared overall for season 2, for sure.
You're a lovable version of Barry Allen. It's kind of an amalgamation of Wally and Barry.
Yeah, totally.
Do you have any advice you could give Ezra Miller about playing the Flash?
No, I mean, he's a great actor. I know, like, for me too, I didn't go in like thinking, oh, I'm going to combine Wally and Barry. I think that kind of like organically happened just because of like who I am, what I bring to it, and they cast me for those reasons, I guess. And, you know, Ezra was cast for the film for whatever reasons they saw in him, and I think he's a terrific actor, so I'm sure he'll just kind of do his thing, and it'll be great.
Well, given the events of the finale, what is Barry's mindset in season 2?
Barry is having some trouble kind of dealing with. He's got some acclaim right now and a lot of love from the city for being the hero that he is, and he doesn't really feel like the hero because we'll kind of see pieces as to what happened with the Singularity when we come back and how it affected all of the characters. And I think one of the things that's really weighing heavily on Barry is he knows that Eddie stopped Wells and that he was the hero that day, and but everyone's kind of giving the credit to the Flash, and that's not like fun or easy, I don't think, for Barry. So I think that's one of the harder things he's dealing with right now, and just now he feels like he can't really work with anybody because of the way everything goes down. He feels like he's jeopardizing everybody, and he just kind of wants to be a lone wolf a little bit when we're finding him.
There were so many great emotional moments in season 1. What was the one that hit you the hardest?
The scene with Nora, for sure. It was I mean, I think that was really well deserved, just from the way Greg and Andrew and the writers like developed the whole season. I thought that moment was like completely necessary, and I thought it was perfectly crafted. And the first time I read that scene, I was a mess, and like I can't think about it actually with getting like a little affected. And like after we shot that scene, I hadn't experienced anything like as an actor quite like that since like college, like in being in like acting class and just like really like kind of being there. And I mean, it really like it was like very. It just really rocked me. I mean, I remember when I went home that night after shooting that scene. It took like 4 or 5 hours because of logistical things, and I was still just like sobbing in the shower after that day. I felt very emotional after shooting that scene for like days. I felt like I'd said goodbye to like someone I truly loved, or someone had died. It was really weird. So that scene definitely affected me more than anything else.
We see you in the Speed Force behind the glass on the other side. Can you talk about who was sitting across from you and what's going on there?
That's a famous story from the comics. Yeah, that was no bullshit. That was, I don't know when or if that'll happen, but they usually don't Easter egg things without letting them come to fruition. So
was it just that scene then?
That was it.
Okay.
That was it. And to be honest, like I wouldn't have even known what we were shooting if I didn't have some point of reference from reading the comics. Like no one even explained that to me, like what we were doing, and that could take longer than most other things I think that we got a glimpse of to actually happen.
That's a season-long story.
Yeah. That's like that will probably get its own season if and when we do it.
Is there any more karaoke in Barry's future?
I hope so.
Yes.
The one thing I wanted for season 2 was just to have that episode 12 fun. Just because when we come back, it's pretty heavy still, and it's obviously just because of the way the first season was ending, we're having to deal with all of that, and so it's out of the gate. It's pretty like season 1 emotional, heavy, but hopefully we can have more fun and karaoke at times. We even mentioned that like why not frequent that bar and have like and bring Cisco and like have that be a thing that we do on a regular basis. But I don't know. I'm definitely pushing fun for season 2.
I'm sorry.
Well, when you signed up to do a superhero show, did you already know it was also a time travel show?
Yeah. I mean, I knew that down the line time travel would start to be incorporated. I didn't think it would happen in season 1. but it's cool that it did. I think it was one of the. I feel like at Comic-Con last year, that's what I mostly talked about, was that I hoped we could do time travel in the near future, and that's what I was most excited about. And I think we incorporated it in a pretty fun way, so I think it's cool.
There's a Flash costume downstairs with a white logo.
Yeah.
Is that yours for season 2? Is that official?
That's mine. Yeah, I'm not wearing it yet. I wore the red emblem for what we've shot thus far, but yeah, I'll be in that emblem pretty soon.
Have you noticed that in the comics they're now doing it with the red emblem? It looks
Oh, really?
more like you now.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
They
know
just
that.
started.
Oh, really?
Started last week.
Whoops.